Good morning. We're here with Fire Chief McCoy, and he's going to update us on what's going on at Pacific Palisades and our crew's involvements at the location. And we're going to just kind of open it up to cover how we're ready to respond should something like that face us. And we're going to speak about some of those mutual aid issues and donations. And Chief, can you please just open it up and just let us know what's going on with our crews, how those guys are doing, and what you know about the conditions in Pacific Palisades?
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. Our crews were deployed on the 7th, which was when both of those major fires broke out. We deploy our resources through the Master Mutual Aid Plan in California, which, to be honest, is one of the best and probably most widely used mutual aid systems in the entire world. So we were able to get 2 of our engine companies up there pretty quickly within the first couple hours. Our crew that's assigned to Lake Fire Station is on the Palisades fire. This morning when I looked, that's well over 20,000 acres right now. They've been out there.
A densely populated area. Correct. A lot of times it's forest, but this is community. These are houses, losing thousands of them.
Thousands and thousands of houses. It's really sad. Some of the input we got from the crews that are out there is that it's nothing like they've ever seen before, and we have some pretty experienced crew members out there. And then our crew that's assigned to Warner Fire Station, they took out the yellow fire engine that the community will see once in a while. That's an engine that's provided by the Office of Emergency Services, and that crew was deployed the same day to the Eaton fire, which when I looked this morning is roughly 14,000 acres, so another really, really big fire.
And they're out there still?
They're still out there.
Okay.
Yeah, we're anticipating they'll be out there for the next couple days. Sounds like one of the crews got their first day of rest today, so they've been working really hard the last couple days.
Can you give a brief explanation to the community on how mutual aid works and what it is?
Yeah, for sure. The Master Mutual Aid Plan, like I said, in California, it's really the best Master Mutual Aid Plan anywhere in the world, just because we use it so often and it's so robust. So that gives the ability, we could do it here in our community if we ever had a major disaster where the incident commander or the command staff of a department, if they have a major event and they run out of resources or they need more help, we can put a request in through our operational area, which for us here is Orange County Fire Authority. That request goes up to the state, and we can literally have hundreds of firefighting resources en route to our emergency scene within minutes.
Off one call.
Off one call.
Yeah, that's the way our law enforcement also works. Mutual aid, you just make one call and the ball's rolling. And if something hit, kind of went real bad here in the city, there'd be people coming from every direction from other agencies. So that's
Correct.
Very kind of a nice safety issue.
It is. And it allows the incident commanders to get resources to the scene extremely quick. And then for us, we have the yellow engine that's down at Warner Fire Station. That's an engine program that we participate through the Office of Emergency Services, where they give us an actual engine. We can use it on day-to-day. The state pays for all the major repairs on the apparatus, but when we're called to go, we're expected to go. And so we actually have 2 of those engines that are provided to us by Cal OES. We have the Type 1 engine, which is at Warner Station, and then you may see a newer engine that we just got within probably the last 8 months, is what we call a Type 6 engine. And it really it's a pickup 4x4 pickup truck with a pump and some smaller equipment on it.
Chief, we've obviously our prayers go out to everyone involved in the fires, and our gratitude for our first responders and everyone that's chipped in to help out. It's just the damage is just incomprehensible, and because of that, we've actually received a lot of questions from residents, about our preparedness. I've seen questions: do we have enough water in our fire hydrants? Are we performing proper fire management, fire breaks, cleaning up our brush, all those things, enough water pressure. Can you kind of explain that, and kind of also explain what a Class 1 fire rating is, and that we're very proud to have that as our fire department?
Yeah, for sure. So both of our fire department and our water system are rated as Class 1.
Okay.
And so the way that works is the rating system comes through the Office Insurance Service Office, or ISO, as you guys will obviously hear it. And so they use a classification system called the Public Protection Classification System. Okay. And for us in the fire department, it goes through quite a few different areas. It goes into our staffing, our deployment, our response times, our training, our dispatch center. But for what we're talking about today, one of the biggest areas, 40% of that grade comes from our water supply. Okay. And that's where ISO really looks at the number of hydrants that we have, how well are they being maintained, and do each one of those hydrants have the adequate fire flow during normal daily operations to put out enough gallons per minute in a specific time frame.
Okay.
And actually, that's one of the areas where we score the highest on the ISO rating. We get a 38 out of 40, which is really, really good. Nice. In our city, we're really blessed to have such a quality water system.
Awesome. And then I know we talked on the phone, but can you kind of explain the proper forest management we have with the wetlands and those areas?
So in our city, we don't have any areas in our city like some of the other cities in the surrounding counties with the wildland-urban interface.
Right.
We don't have any areas that are technically classified as like moderate or severe risk for wildland or that urban interface area. One area that we always think about, and we had a pretty big fire there a few years ago, was the Bolsa Chica wetlands. And the Homeowners Association in the Brightwater area, we do have an agreement with them on what they're going to do for fuel management. And so that's something that we're out there a couple times a year, our fire prevention division, checking to make sure that it's adequate. And you can see they do what we call fuel modifications. And so you'll see that there's very drought resistant plants in that area. Especially there's the walking trail behind the homes. You'll see that the vegetation is cut back. There's sprinkler systems down in that area. So that's an area where we check a couple times a year, especially as we get into the warmer, drier seasons, to make sure that it's adequate and that it's being maintained. The other thing we do in the city is our weed abatement program that's run through Public Works. And that's where our Public Works is going to our local parks and areas that have brush and trees and making sure that it's still safe. I think a great example, if anybody's been over to the Bartlett Park area in the last couple weeks, that area at Beach and Adams, you can see that our Public Works crews are responsible for going through. And as you can see it, they did a great job cutting back a ton of the brush.
That's right behind Newland Center, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
So that area is looking really good right now.
Perfect.
And obviously there's a lot going on donation-wise that are helping them citizens. Gracey helped out yesterday at
Calico Fish House. A lot of people are asking, how can we help? Everybody wants to help. I mean, we feel helpless just watching all these families' lives go up in flames. One thing that we have done as a city is offer to assist any way we can. We've had 3 different fire units deployed to 3 different fires.
Correct.
So our fire department has actually sent help as needed, and that's what we're doing as well. Calico Fish House, Beals, and other places are taking donations. So we're going out there to help. Great example is Calico Fish House. They put out a post, they received hundreds of packages. They didn't know how to get them delivered. So as a city, we sent out a truck, and they got the items delivered to Pasadena safely so that we can pass through all the bureaucracy and just get the items to the people as soon as we need. So we're at a position right now where we are ready to help any way we can. We just need for people to tell us what it is they need from us. We don't want to step on anybody's toes. We don't want to make it chaotic. We just want to make ourselves available.
You touch on a great point, the bureaucracy, and that's what I think the strength of the mutual aid is. All the bureaucracy's been done. It's just one phone call, and whatever you need, whatever happens, if anything, over response is going to happen, which will be better safe than sorry.
Well, and the community has really stepped up. They came out, donated.
Oh.
They saw boxes and boxes yesterday. Everybody just rolled up their sleeves, started opening them, sorting items out. No questions asked. People pulled up with their trucks. And when our truck went out, Bill Larkin's truck went out, everybody just loaded up their cars with items. So the whole community has stepped up.
I know there's other businesses too, like Bill's Barbecue and Peter's Landing. They're doing donations as well. And residents have asked, what is the city doing? But I want to communicate that we are doing stuff with the other government agencies. And Chief McCoy, can you kind of explain what an EOC is, like Emergency Operating Center, and how we're coordinated with them? We've asked if they have any requests, kind of dive in how that works, and so the community knows that we are doing stuff on the government side.
Our emergency manager spent the day yesterday at our operational area up at the County of Orange at their EOC, working through any logistics that were needed and really kind of being in the hub in our operational area just to make sure that if there was any needs that we could meet here in Huntington Beach, that we jumped on those and that we made ourselves available. A great example is we got a call yesterday from the Equestrian Center that they were able to house some horses and that they even had horse trailers for transportation if that was needed. And so we were able to, through the operational area with our emergency manager, make sure that we got that resource entered into the system so that up in LA County at their EOC, if they had any needs, that they would see that here in Huntington Beach we had availability. And I think from what I heard, we actually got a couple horses yesterday,
Nice.
which is really cool.
Well, it sounds like we've made everything available in terms of donations, and we're just waiting for their request to understand what they need. At this point, we really haven't received any of that information yet.
Correct.
In terms of a need. And then I know the community's asked about donations. We're going to find a financial donation link that we'll be sending out as well. So that could be an option also through like the Calico, through the private sector.
Do you know if any law enforcement assistance has been called? Because I'm sure some of those neighborhoods are going to get some.
I'm sure
Looter type.
the incidents that I've been on those areas, a lot of those LA County cities, just like we would do here in Orange County, are sending additional resources. I know that the California Highway Patrol has been out there. And so I'm sure just like on the fire side, the law enforcement side is asking for additional resources as well.
Yeah, I didn't know if they were going to call on some of us, our cities in Orange County. I know sheriffs are really well prepared to respond to those.
Correct.
LA City, but I didn't know if we were, as a city, sending any guys over yet.
Not to my knowledge right now.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Chief McCoy. I think it was important to get this public service announcement out. There's been a lot of questions. We want to address it as quickly as you can. Obviously, it's a fluid situation. A lot of things are happening, but we're on it. And if anyone has questions, they can reach out to the city directly.